God, this thing is heavy. Oh, shit. Hey guys, Exit Strategy. This is going to be an unsponsored and of course unbiased preview of the brand new Roborock Saros Z70. The robot vacuum with mechanical arm. Now, I've seen a bunch of video reviews of this unit on YouTube and they all have been great. I think there's some amazing videos there. But all of them, and I mean every single one of them that I've seen, and probably seen all of them, are sponsored by Roborock, where Roborock sent them the robot. So I thought, okay, since I decided to buy it, I spent $2,000 on this thing. There might be some people out there that probably want to know, what do people that actually spent money on this robot think of the robot? Hey guys, just as I'm about to post this video, Vacuum Wars is one of my favorite YouTube channels doing all the vacuum testing. They bought the Saros Z70 themselves with their own money, so it's not sponsored. Great video, so I'm giving a shout out to them. I'll put the link down below as well if you want to check that out. They did a really good job just testing different scenarios and all that stuff. But yeah, let's get back to the video. So in this video, we're gonna unbox it, see what comes with it, all the components. We're gonna run through a few scenarios so we can test it out. And of course, we can also test the mechanical arm and see if that really a gimmick or does it actually help, work and be helpful. And then we're gonna try to answer the question, do I, because I spent this money, think this thing is worth $2,000? Let's unbox it. There's a quick start guide, so you can see it. Content, that's the dock, it's over there. And then the ramp, the pads, the robot itself is in here. Shows you how to install it, connect to the app, place the plastic storage, whatever, all that stuff. All right, so that's one thing. Here are the pads. Seems pretty nice. It's got the Roborock sign on there. It's magnetic, so I guess it can attach and detach. So those are two. We have the safety guide and manual. We have the ramp into the dock station. And then the star of the show is the robot itself. So there you go. There's just the back of the robot, or the underneath of the robot. You can see the mechanical arm. We'll go over that. Let's see what else we get. The power cable and the vacuum bag. This is for the base station. So there's one here. I don't know if there's one already installed or not. We'll check that out. And the next thing is the dock itself. It's also pretty heavy. There it is. Here's the dock. It is black. Let's take that out. This thing is heavy. This is a workout. All right, so nothing else in, oh yeah, there's one more thing. In the box is this little package, which I believe is probably the, I don't know how you open it, the sort bin. Oh my God, it's heavy. All right, even the box is heavy. Okay. Yep, here it is. This is where the robot is going to pick up stuff and put in this box. We have the dirty water tank in there. It looks like it works pretty much the same way as the S7 Max V, where you have a little floating thing to tell it if it's full or not. And then we have the clean water tank where you have to fill it in. It has a little, it sounds like something's broken. Oh, it's in the, I think, descale area or whatever this little black module is. But again, I think it works pretty much very similar to the S7 Max V. Let's see what else. This thing is a plastic, okay? You can't really take that out. That's glass. And then you can take, I believe, this out. It's held in there magnetically, I think. Nope, not magnetic. It's actually a little latch. So, oh yeah, and there's one bag already installed. So you get 2 bags with this package. And the little thing here is where you can put in, this is new, where you can put in the detergent or the cleaning solution, they call it. And then that will automatically mix in. And then you have the mop washing mechanism. Let me put this back. If I can, there we go. And then here it is, the mop washing mechanism. And this is where it sucks the dustbin up. This is the washing part. And then charging contacts. This, it says to take the sticker out. So you can actually take out the whole tray to wash. And that's actually great. It does have 2 spinning, let me take this out. 2 spinning kind of scraper that go and cleans this. And again, this whole thing cleans the mop pad. So hopefully these little squinchy or scrapers or whatever, they're gonna do a decent job of keeping this thing clean, and so you don't have to take this out and clean it, too often. And this is the base without the water tanks, right? This is the dirty, and that's the clean water tank. You can see the little connector that pumps in the dirty water, and then that's to pull in the clean water. So you can put this thing down there, and then this thing here, and that's the base. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install the ramp so the robot can get into its home. That's pretty easy. So it looks like the robot has a little thing where there's a little symbol that you need to pull this thing out. So I'm gonna pull it out. And oh, I can see the little mechanical arm in there. So let's take a little closer look at this robot. So we have a little wheel, that's pretty standard. We have clip sensors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them toward the front, looks like. Carpet sensor, I believe. This is, I'm not sure, probably where you access the battery or something. And then this roller brush, you can take out the housing. It says free flow, all right. And then this is the brush. You can see it has a little comb that, oh, and a little, looks like metal stuff in there that probably try to cut the hair if it gets tangled. So hopefully that will work well. And then that's pretty standard. You have, that's where the dirt goes into it. And then of course the wheels has suspension that goes up and down. Let me see if I can put this back. Maybe not. Did I do the wrong thing here? Maybe that. There we go. Yeah. All right, let's put this back. That's it. And then of course the side brush where it can extend the arm out. Note that the new design only has 2 instead of like the 4 or 5 or whatever that goes like that. And of course the brush that we just installed, can take it out, and this one can extend out to the side. So that's it. Let's turn it on. Oh, let me do that. Let's turn it on for the first time. One other thing is the top here is the cover is held by magnetic. Then you have the QR code there. Then it says flexi arm design, warnings, the dustbin, which seems very small, but it probably doesn't matter because it just goes back and empty it anyways when it needed. And that's it for the top. Decided to go ahead and hook it up to plumbing using the old module that I got for the S7 Max V, and it works perfectly. So that means that the mechanism is pretty much the same to the S7 Max V. So this way I don't have to, constantly fill in the water and empty the dirty water bin, and it works just awesome. First, let's check out the object avoidance system, which in my opinion is probably one of the most important things about a robot vacuum. In this case, the Saros Z70 have recognized the cords that's kind of tangled up, as well as the pen there, and also the power strip that has the cord kind of laid out onto the side, which is a hard one for a lot of the robots. It's doing a great job so far. On the other side of the cleaning area, you can see there's a truck toy there, which can be a little problem for the S7 Max V, and also the door stopper on the right. And that is a huge issue with the S7 Max V. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I want to upgrade. So let's see how it does with these two objects. It seems like at first it kind of recognizes the toy, but it's rammed through it anyways. And then it also goes kind of right through the door stopper, although not as violently as the S7 Max V, as you're going to see. And now it kind of comes around the truck toy again, and as you can see, it kind of recognizes it as it goes around the object, but still decided to push through it anyways. And here's the biggest issue. It decided to just completely eat up the pen on the floor, which it initially recognized and avoided. And at this point, we have to stop the test. And here comes the S7 Max V. It looks like it kind of recognizes the truck toy too, and it goes around it. And also the pen, which is surprising. Also the power strip, but now it decided just to go through it, and that was not good. And then it goes around and decided to eat up the pen as well. So we stopped at the test. It didn't have a chance to go through that door stopper. But don't worry, did you think I wasn't going to show you this? Here it is, the S7 Max V just completely ignoring and going through the door stopper, to the point that a lot of times I find these door stoppers on the floor detached from where it is. Luckily, it's relatively easy to put back. But now let's look at how much better the Saros Z70 handles the same situation. Looks like it's kind of not see it, gently touch it, and then goes around it a little more gracefully. But I can tell you it's not always the case. Sometimes it's just the exact same thing as the S7 Max V, like this. And another issue with the navigation and object avoidance is that when the object is about the same level as the height of the robot, it seems to have a hard time recognizing that. As you can see, it just kind of bumped into it several times, almost like it didn't see it. Now that we're talking about the object avoidance system, let's talk about the robotic arm. Because the idea is that it's supposed to work seamlessly, where when it finds an eligible object that it avoided, it will pick it up, clean the area under it, and then sort the item into the designated place. Let's see how it works in real life. Now, I didn't want to speed up the video because I want to show you guys how slow this whole process takes. As you can see the app here, that it recognizes the object as a fabric, and then there's an option to manually sort it, but we'll leave it alone and it will automatically sort at the end or while it's cleaning. Actually, it's doing it now. I must say that I'm super excited to see it actually working for the first time. And that's because it only works like once in 10 times it tries. And while it's super cool to see it's actually working as intended, it takes so long for it to do its job. And by the time it picks up that one sock and put in the sorting bin, I, I can probably go pick up every single sock sold at Walmart. And then it resumes the cleaning. And this is my first time doing the corner cleaning test, and to my surprise, it didn't clean the corner at all. It didn't even extend out the flexible arm. And then I found out this was because I had the object avoidance system set to sensitive. Then I changed the settings from sensitive to balance, and all is right with the world. It cleans the corner really well. The Saros Z70. So I've been using this robot for the past few days in the real world in my real house, and also putting it through a few scenarios just to test out a few other aspects of the robot. What do I think? Here's the breakdown. The pros: improved navigation. It definitely is improvement, but it also has some regression in terms of navigation, and we'll talk about that in the cons later. But it definitely recognizes more object, avoids a little bit better, especially cords with the long, a power strip with the long cord. It has better cleaning performance, better suction power. You can tell based comparing it to the Max 7, the S7 Max V. It has the cool and wow factor when the robotic claw thing arm works. But it's definitely more of a hit or miss. We'll talk about it in the con section too. The spinning mop is definitely an improvement over the S7 Max V. It does a better job of cleaning, although it's not as good as the roller mop I think that you can find on the, I believe the Ecovac D-Bot X9 Pro Omni, which I don't have, and I'm not planning to buy it, but I think that would be a better version for mopping than this one. It has a slimmer design, so it's not as high as not as tall as the other robots, especially compared to the S7 Max V. So it gets under more places, more furnitures, although it still have some issues. We'll talk about that in the cons. And the last thing that I really like is the corner coverage. It has that side expanding side brush, which is great. Also, there's some stuff about this in the cons section. Now let's move to the cons. Since a lot of the pros that I just mentioned has a lot of cons associated with it. The first thing is navigation. I said it definitely has improved navigation, and that's true, but it also still a hit or miss. It has regressed some in terms of going under or detecting furniture where it's the height of the clearance, it's about the same height as the robot. It just runs straight through it a lot of times, versus the older S7 Max V didn't have that issue. So next thing is corner coverage. Now it's a pro because it covers it well when it works. However, this robot has 3 modes in terms of their AI object recognition and avoidance system. One is almost pretty much not turn off, but it will just bump into things, use the bumper sensor. So just go bump it and then, okay, there's an object, and it just retract back. That gets you the best cleaning coverage, but it will hit some of the furnitures and the wall and all that stuff. Second is balanced, where it will avoid some of the stuff, but still lightly touch it and then go out. The third one is the sensitive level, where it will try to not touch the object at all, which originally I wanted to use this mode because I don't want it to bump into the furniture and all that stuff. However, if you use the sensitive mode, it will not use the extended function of the side brush at all. So no corner coverage there if you use that mode. So you're kind of stuck with balance or the no avoidance or whatever. So that's one other thing. I kind of wish that the corner coverage or the extended side brush still works with sensitive mode. Yeah. And then the next con, and it will be the last one, is the robotic arm. It sounds like it's such a great idea, but it's definitely a hit or a massive and frequent miss. So out of probably 10 times that I try to use it, it works once. And it didn't work perfectly either. So it has the function where it will go sort the items and will put the items into the sorting location where you set on the app. So I've set the slipper / shoes area. So what robot's supposed to do, according to Roborock, is that it's supposed to clean around the area and then apparently go back to the dock, and then it should do the follow-up cleanup where it will come over where the object is and pick the object up and then go put it into the storage area. Well, I tried that like 5 times. It didn't work a single time. So it would just recognize the object. It has a little claw on the app, icon, go back to the base, and then when it tries to come back since follow-up cleanup, it says failed to navigate there. And I don't know why, because the robot can navigate there on its own, but when it does a follow-up cleanup, it just doesn't do it every single time that has failed. And also, when I turn off the auto sorting, I thought that the robot, let's say that when it cleans, it finds like a shoe. I thought it was supposed to just, when it's cleaning, just pick up the shoe, clean that area and drop it down the same place. It doesn't do that. And I've tried all the settings. I'm not sure if I'm doing it wrong, but I tried to go through all the settings. Couldn't find one, and I tried all of them. Didn't work. So if you have a dream of a robot that would just pick up the object, clean that area, put it back, yeah, don't get it. Roborock say the robotic arm is supposed to improve over time through software updates as they're working hard on it. But at this time, it's not a feature that is practical. It doesn't really work well. And don't buy this based on that promise that it's going to be perfect or going to be a lot better. All right, let's do a conclusion. Do I think this robot is worth $2,000? No, it's not worth $2,000. For most people, you're better off with the Saros 10R, which is pretty much the same version of this without the robotic claw arm thing and slight design difference. So for most people, that is going to be the best option. I think it's like $1,300, $1,400, maybe $1,500. So that's $600 off or lower than this version. You just don't get the robotic arm. But what you do get with the 10R is that it has, I assume, bigger internal space. So it has maybe bigger dustbin or bigger battery. I don't know, but that robotic arm definitely takes quite a bit of space of the robot. So who is this robot for if most people should get the 10R? Well, this is more for early adopters and people who just want to play with new and upcoming technology. Very much a first generation product. It's more of a proof of concept. So for those people that don't care shelling $2,000, $2,100 or something like that, just to have it, then yeah, definitely go for it. And then you can play around with it, see how it improves over time. And then don't be surprised though, in the next year, there will be a lot of other brands that come out with something like this, but probably is better. And Roborock's gonna come up with something better than this. So yeah, most people should get the Saros 10R and not this one. If you're looking for a better mopping performance robot, check out the D-Bot X9 Pro Omni. Again, I've never used that personally, and I don't plan to spend another like $1,300 or $1,400 on that thing just to test it out. I think I'll stick with this one because I already have it. It's not ready for prime time, but you can expect Roborock to continue improving it. Thank you for watching. I'll put all the links down. And again, it is not a sponsored content. It's not a sponsored video. So I don't make money, or I didn't get the robot for free. I spent my own money on that. But I'll put the Amazon links down below. If you purchase any of these robots through those links, that will help me out. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.